Score goes, Sparta is history. Long live Egyptian Sparta. Let's see how smoothly we can cruise toward a science or other victory as Ptolemaic Cleopatra. Hello, Legion. This is Hadrian. Thank you for being here. Let's play some more Civilization 6 in our In Denial series. So we are going to probably move through turns, I would imagine, a little bit more quickly for the next couple of episodes. We, having eliminated everyone's least favorite player, we could be in for some interesting new political realities, but also in terms of our scientific progress, we do have one main rival, and that's Suleiman of the Ottoman Empire. Now, he is all the way over here. So he's on another continent from us, but that's quite an empire. That's a big old empire. So we'll have to keep an eye on him because he is still outpacing us in culture per turn. And we're outpacing him in science, but it's not enough to really be in a clear lead. Let's take a look here. Yeah, so culturally, you can tell that he's right up there with us regardless. Now, in terms of the cultural victory, we can take a look at that as well. Yeah, we are winning the culture victory because they've been giving me their great works, and by they, I mean everyone for the entire game. But again, just going to stay focused on building this momentum that we've established. We have the Mars colony launching in Akhetaten right now. That's going to be very helpful, obviously, for the science victory. Well, let's see what else we can do. We did get a... Actually, what historic moment was that? I think I misread that at the last moment. Oh, nice. Yeah, so we have a very nice new district in Shadet. You've accumulated enough faith to purchase an apostle. I might do that. It's not the worst idea, but I also kind of like the idea of just getting some inquisitors, you know? So that we can continue to wipe out any other religions aside from ours, because then we can really be a bulwark for the Eye of Ra faith. We've been building that up for a while, but we can do even better. All right, so we have a meteor shower up here. Actually, it looks like it hit a tile that might be submerged, so I'm not sure how well that's going to go. Storm peters out, and, Suleiman is finished building the Estadio de Maracana, so that will not be our wonder, unfortunately. All right. So I had enough faith just now to buy that broadcast center, but I can't do it on account of having spent the faith elsewhere. However, in Swinet, I could build a holy site. Campus wouldn't be as good, but a holy site... No, not campus. Yeah, a holy site right here would be decent. Yeah, tell you what, let's prepare for that. I'm going to get a builder going here. How long until we need to recommission? Oh, we've got time. We've got time. That's going to take a couple of years for that reactor to wear down. So, let's see what we can do here. Shadet. I want you to have a food market as soon as possible so you can grow a little bit more easily. We're going to get an arena going in Memphis. And we can finally, because Apu is finally following our religion, it'll be a little bit easier to get this thing built up here. So, I am going to go for an archaeological museum so that we can continue to train those very useful units. I'm going to go ahead and build a food market first in Ephesus before we repair the commercial hub. And we have lots of repairing to do down here. Let's see. We have currently in Mycenae, what do we have for power? We have a coal power plant. That's not good. How am I doing on uranium? We can convert to nuclear power in Mycenae. So let's go ahead and do that. And also it looks like we have an opportunity to build a solar farm there in Swinet. So I'll take that recommendation. Now this battleship armada is paired... Oh, actually we can upgrade you to a missile cruiser armada. Very nice. So some of our units still had not fully upgraded. They'll be upgraded now. And we do have just generally lots and lots of connecting of our various cities to do with all of these military engineers. All right, now the rocket artillery. Let's go ahead and position one of them in Sparta. It's kind of sad not to have anything to do with these anymore because they were certainly destroying everything for a few turns, and it's entertaining. It's going to be quite a pivot for these next few episodes because I think we're entering a point where I mean, there could be some fighting if there's some unexpected development. But I mostly just want to redistribute my planes. Am I still at war with anyone? I shouldn't be. Yeah, no, I'm not at war with anyone, so I can't attack with this jet. I'm just going to skip its turn for now, and I might reposition it later. We have a promotion available for the tank army here. So, combat strength versus a fortified defender, yes please. Supply convoy, you're just hanging out with a modern armor army, and that is fine by me, so let's put you up there. Machine gun army also has a promotion, plus 10 combat strength when defending versus city attacks. Yes, please. Alright, Inquisitor, I need you to cleanse Pharsalos of any external religions. And this Apostle is a debater, so we just need to look for enemy religious units to fight. And I don't see any right now, so we'll skip turn. Alright, let's continue here. Actually, I think I see a clear opportunity to build a railroad there. And Caguana is actually ours, so we can help get them improved. Alright, let's send this Inquisitor down to Mycenae. Start cleansing the Pesejet religion from there. Do I have a spot for this great work of music? Not yet. This great artist. Great musician, I should say. We'll just have you hang out. We have an offshore oil rig. So again, oil is about to not be a problem for any of us. Lots of powerful engineers, barbarians, rangers specifically, just sitting here, even though I've killed the nearest barbarian fort, I guess. It's weird to call it an encampment or even just a camp because of where we are at this point in the game. It's more like a fort, but we've destroyed it. And now we just have some rangers lingering near Mendez. All right, so it looks like, yeah, I'm not going to trade these things ever. So let's remove those. Make this deal more equitable. Yeah, refuse deal. He wants 80 gold per turn in place of those things that I refuse to trade. That's a no, sir. That's a hell no, is what that is. All right, so you are going to give me a chalice, a medieval artifact, 8 gold, and you just want some basic alternative. Okay, sure. It's always worth, like, you can sacrifice pretty significantly in order to get great works and other culture-boosting artifacts. Great paintings, relics from enemy players. Just go for it, you know? All right, now, Pharsalos, you do need to recommission your nuclear reactor, but let's go ahead and repair external walls where possible first. Olympia, repair your granary, please. I need Heh to repair their granary as well, so that that city can actually grow. Thankfully, in terms of loyalty, it's going to be fully loyal in 8 turns, so it should be faster and faster. I think I'm just going to put the jet fighter on alert, and we can upgrade this tank to a modern armor. Not that we're using it for anything, but still nice to have. There is a little bit of foreign state religious influence in Memphis, so let's clear that as soon as possible. And there might also be some, I would imagine, yep, in Rockadet itself, so let's go ahead and clear that. Just start cleaning this place out from the top down. Alright, and then the rocket artillery army can hang out here. You can sleep. You can sleep as well. You can go on alert, so most of our military units are just going to chill out, and I am fine with that. Okay, so railroad out to Olympia. This machine gun army. Best place for it might actually be. Tell you what, why don't you come up to Ephesus? We'll take this machine gun army and put it in Corinth. How about that? Put them on guard. That's better. So the railroads are spreading through all of Egypt's territory, not just Egypt, but also what was formerly Sparta / Greece, pretty significantly. All right, I think I've already got railroads everywhere there. Yeah, we can probably put some here and then continue to build them down to Olympia so that we can get around everywhere we need to. Still have lots of repairs going on. It was quite a quite a destructive war, I have to say. Lots of you know, I remember putting you here because I felt like Pedro was our biggest threat. I mean, we're allied with Suleiman. So I guess, yeah, this makes sense. Go ahead and gain some sources. All right, now here, I remember that Pedro was right behind us in the science victory, yes? He is. So we can disrupt rocketry in Rio de Janeiro and hopefully wreck that project before it completes, because right now it's 4 turns from completion, and I don't like that very much. Gotta say, not a fan. I might also be able to get away with some trades here if I'm lucky. So let me go ahead and finish attacking those barbarian, not engineers, but rangers. Fishing boats up in Edfu. City-state quest complete. Nice. We earned an additional envoy. World Congress is about to meet. Someone called for a special session. Gain sources. Need more housing. Can purchase with faith. River flood. Yep. Crisis averted. All right, next turn. How we doing diplomatic victory-wise? 16 of 20 points. That's thanks largely to the Statue of Liberty. Now, this is probably going to be a vote against us. Oh, there's 2 votes. Mansa Musa was ravaged by natural disaster. We should help them recover. Sure. Let's go ahead and vote against this military emergency. I don't have a lot of diplomatic favor because I just traded a lot of it away. So hopefully my good relationship with a lot of the more powerful players will prevent that from actually becoming an emergency that pushes people against me. Okay, yeah. That pause made me so nervous. Oh my god. All right, our expression of smart power doctrine will defeat humanity's future. Will define humanity's future. I was about to say defeat what?
If the enemy
that makes no sense.
Where he will be attacked, he must prepare in every quarter, and so be everywhere weak.
Indeed. Unlocks the builder ability to construct an offshore wind farm, and we get +2 production for offshore wind farms. Provides +2 power per turn, must be built on coast. And then, of course, +1 production to quarry, oil well, and oil rig improvements.
The time will come, and is inevitably coming, when all institutions based on force will disappear through their uselessness, stupidity, and even inconvenience, becoming obvious to all.
That is very optimistic, Mr. Tolstoy. Okay, so now we have an interesting situation. I like the idea of reestablishing veterancy, so you get the production towards encampment districts, harbor districts, and buildings for those districts. I don't need the discount on gold and resource upgrades anymore. I just don't. I just don't. Yeah, I think I can safely stick with that. Confirm policies. Good. All right, so we do have an ongoing competition to help Mansa Musa, and that will give us 2 diplomatic victory points, which will put us within just a few points of the final diplomatic victory. All right, so here's the research for the exoplanet expedition. You know what? Let me go for seasteads first, because this will give me 1 diplomatic victory point. You're going to see some empty technologies here. The reason for that, again, is we have the giant death robot disabled, as I talked about in the previous episode, I think, or the one before that. Okay, I do want to go ahead and research capitalism, so I at least have access to the shopping mall if I want to build it. All right, can't quite go with the builder yet, but what I can absolutely do, I think, where was it wanting to put that awesome holy site? here. So you come there, and we have a brand new builder that's... Yeah, why don't you just come out here and we'll get that improved. We'll have a new offshore plant. So I really don't want to select anything here, to tell you the truth. But what I will do is select trader, because we do need to get traders built. I have room for one more. Now in Memphis, I want to go ahead and build a zoo so they have those additional amenities in the area. And then in Eritrea, which is now one of our cities, which still makes me happy. I can definitely do... See, we have Magnus in Raw Cadet, so putting an industrial zone within range of multiple cities here could be a good move. One, two, three, four, five... 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, so it would need to be here. Let's go ahead and put down that industrial zone. Athens does have a spaceport that needs to be repaired. Tell you what, though, why don't you go ahead and get that stock exchange built first? Pharsalos is done with repairing its walls, so now we definitely need to recommission that nuclear reactor, and hopefully we won't have a problem there because it's already at 9 years wrecked. Let's go ahead and repair the aqueduct in Olympia. That'll be good for that city's recovery. And then, you know what? Heh does need to grow. So I'm going to buy a sewer, which will help with population growth, and we'll begin repairing the science buildings there. All right, so it seems like enemy religions in this area are starting to get better. Yeah, much better. Whoa, didn't mean to actually switch. Aha! Let's go ahead and cleanse Shadet. Yeah, this apostle is just going to hang out for now. I also have the ability to build actual tunnels through some of these mountains, and so I haven't forgotten about that with the military engineers, but for now, I'm just getting everything kind of connected. And I'm totally okay with it. All right, so this unit has to stay put for just a turn. I'm totally fine with it. We'll have you just stay put as well. Machine gun army, stay put as well. A lot of these units were healing up. Oh, now we have... Very nice. Yeah, we have this archaeologist, which is done training. We have several things that we can get up north of Apu, so let's go ahead and do that. And I have some additional archaeologists I'll be able to train as well. Let's cleanse Memphis of any other religious influences. And I'm going to bring this worker up here. And there's the worker that I lost. Can I buy anything to get that back? No, I would have been able to buy it if not for what I just used my gold on, sadly. Let's eliminate that ranger. There's still this cavalry unit to deal with. We are gaining a good amount of experience from taking care of that problem, which is nice. To assist Mansa Musa in their time of need, an aid request scored competition has begun. Yes, so we can start sending them gold either directly through trade deals or through the aid request project. Okay, he's going to give me the Assumption of the Virgin and a javelin, which is an ancient artifact, and 2 gold per turn. And he wants some diplomatic favor, and he wants coal. Okay. Not a problem. Yeah, that's definitely our builder. So I need to do something. Are you serious? Are you serious? It just swept in and took the second builder
To rub up against money.
with that
But if
cavalry
you
that I
rub
was
up
just about
against
to
money
attack.
long enough, some of it may rub off on you.
Okay, no policy changes needed, but that's very annoying. We can go ahead and eliminate the cavalry itself. And if we're lucky, the builder will stay near the shore. Next turn, though, I should be able to buy something that I can just use to recapture both builders, and then everything will be fine. Ooh, +2 culture and +4 gold from each research lab, military academy, coal power plant, oil power plant, and nuclear power plant. I love that policy. +4 housing and +2 amenities to all cities with at least 3 specialty districts as well. I'm going to start going for some of the endgame future era civics, though. As nice as those older governments are, it's not necessary to go for those technologies anymore. It's just not. All right, we have finished the Aquatics Center in Rockadet. So, yeah, let's go ahead and queue up Send Aid in a few cities. I don't need to recommission that, but I do want to repair the outer defenses in Sparta soonish. For now, let me... Yeah, we're not going to buy anything with gold right now. Yeah, let's get the military academy repaired. Because that's, again, good for production. Could you have a decent harbor if I built you one? You probably would be better with an encampment, I would imagine. Yeah, let's put an encampment like right here. Alright, let's repair the granary in Megara. Alright, now here we can finally do what we've been wanting to. So I want to... This is kind of obnoxious because I don't want the production to go towards anything. But there's not a way to remove this from the queue at the moment. There's not a way to say go away. Oh wait, maybe there is. So would that throw away the production towards the trader? All right, here's what I'm going to do. I want to get rid of these woods. So it's going to give me some production. Specifically, it's going to give me 121 production. I have... How close is this exactly? Yeah, I need 30 more. So I'll still have 90-ish to put towards the construction of the new district, which that's going to cost me... Okay, so it's going to take about half of the time off of building it, which is pretty nice. So let's remove the woods. We get the trader for free. And then the holy site, yeah, we'll put there. It'll be done in 2 turns. Now the trader itself, we are going to put... Have we set up a trader in Sparta yet? I believe I have, yep. Alright, we need He to grow quickly, so I'm going to put a trader in He. I love that city name so much. One of my regulars commented on how amazing it would be if we could have just left Gorgo alive with just the one city of He. And I confess, by the time I saw that suggestion, Gorgo was already dead. The previous episode was already recorded, but I saw that and I was like, that's amazing. Okay, just for drama's sake, I'm not going to renew our good relationship with Suleiman. Let's not renew that. I don't want to help him. I don't want him to help me. First water park fully developed. Nice. So we're getting era score already. The Gallic Empire has declared war against the Auckland city-state. One of your friends or allies. You have 50 new grievances against the Gauls. All right, so Apu needs more housing, and Owinua needs more housing. Don't know how to pronounce that. And then that same city needs more amenities as well. Good to know. Okay, so most of my moves here... Yep, I'm just connecting with the engineers. Oh, this apostle finally has something to do. I'm going to put that Inquisitor there. Alright, now if I fought with them this turn, they'd actually lose a lot of health, because this apparently is a fairly powerful... Let me guess, you have Debater? You do. So this is an actual Debater against our Debater, which is kind of annoying. So I'm going to train up a new Apostle in Rockadet and hope that they get a nice promotion, because we're going to need them to. And then, of course, we have this unit as well. Alright, so that's a little bit of help there with the additional Inquisitor. I will go ahead and attack just to weaken them a bit. It could cost the Inquisitor its life. If so, we're going to have to do a little bit of inquisiting in order to make sure that the influence from this Brazilian apostle is removed. So Pedro's getting frisky with his apostles now, unfortunately. All right, we're going to build this offshore wind farm and not get any era score for it, which is dumb. Next turn, please. 1932 AD. Interesting. It looks like the Inquisitor survived, but barely. So we should be able to eliminate that apostle pretty easily now. That was kind of a dumb move, to be completely honest. Agacum succumbs to foreign pressure and asked to join Mongolia. Interesting. Storm peters out. Ah, there was a haboob over the ocean. It's gone now. River flooding prevented. Can purchase with faith. Need more housing. And this apostle is ready for a promotion. Martyr. Relic is created if this apostle dies in theological combat. Yeah, let's just give him that. I could have moved him before I gave him that promotion, but I'm not going to worry about it. We're going to swap the position of these two units, and then I'm going to attack... Well, no. I'm going to attack with the debater, because they're the one with more combat strength, and it looks like they'll win. Oh, they won't, but now I definitely will. So Brazil can say goodbye to his religious attempts in this area. All right, Catholicism's influence has been reduced, and Eye of Ra's influence has been increased. Nice. Thank you very much. Now, I need to buy way over here. Really? I still don't have anything I can buy. It's going to be one more turn before I can buy a unit with gold there. Wow. Okay, then. Commercial hub? Let's just train an archaeologist. That's the more important thing at the moment. Sparta does need extra housing, so we're going to repair that neighborhood district, obvious reasons. Let's repair the library in Olympia. And as much as I would like to buy this sewer outright and totally could, for now I'm just going to build the sewer in Megiddo. It looks like I have some oil that I can improve too, which is quite nice. Let's finish repairing the university in He. We're now just 2 turns away from that city growing. Clara Schumann. I don't think I have anything for you slot-wise, so let's just leave that be. Yeah, so in this case, I want this city to grow as much as possible. It doesn't look like I can trade... I can trade with Sparta, which will be good for production, but Tenochtitlan would actually be a much better option if I just have you trade with that city. So let's do that. And now we're 1 turn away from growing, so that's working out quite nicely for us. Okay, so we've already built a lot of the railway connection that we need to here. Just need to keep going in this direction. This Inquisitor honestly just needs to heal up for a bit, so why don't you go back and do just that. Our builder can work on getting those woods improved in the next turn. Same with those woods. Yeah, unfortunately, because the builders didn't stay on... They didn't stay, like, on coast tiles. I can't do coastal raids with the submarine because they're more than 1 tile inland from me. Sadly. No. I'm tempted, but I'm going to say no. All right, so now, next turn, I should be able to buy with gold something that I can use to, you know, go capture these builders and also take the goody hut in the area, which is nice. All right, so it looks like I have some resources that I can trade that I've been bad about. Let's go ahead and say no to that so I can get the best possible options out of this. Not surprising that I haven't paid much attention to that, and maybe a few have lapsed.
Dive out where the storm clouds swallow, and the sound of your oar blades falling hollow, as all we have left through the months to follow.
Rudyard Kipling. All right, Seastead. Builders can now build these out in the water. +2 food, +1 production for each adjacent fishing boat, which is nice. Fishing boats receive +1 production for each adjacent seastead, +1 culture and tourism for every adjacent reef, +2 housing. Must be built on coast, lake, or ocean terrain. Cannot be placed adjacent to another seastead. That is a really OP building. I can't remember the last time that I actually... Oh, nice. We successfully disrupted rocketry, so the moon landing, I'm guessing, is not happening anymore? For whatever reason, it still says it's underway. That's weird. Well, what I can do is I can sabotage production in that city next, and I'll do that. So let me now come over here, and we are going to use the gold at our disposal to buy a helicopter, which I will then use to capture both of those builders in rapid fashion. Not this turn, but the next turn. So we got a diplomatic victory point just from the particular research that we just completed. And now let's go ahead and unlock smart materials so that we have access to the exoplanet expedition. We are going to send some more aid from Raw Cadet. We are clearly winning the competition. We have 21 turns remaining. I don't have to do this for too long. All right, let's recommission the nuclear reactor for sure. We'll send some aid from Shadet as well. And we'll build a stadium in Memphis. Now, Ephesus is done with some of its other... Yeah, we'll go ahead and get a temple going there, and then I will be able to build a Daramare pretty easily. Let's repair the spaceport in Athens. Also, Sparta still has a lot of things in it. Let's go ahead and get the temple built in Sparta. So we're going to have a lot more faith per turn very soon. Corinth, if I built a food market, will grow a lot faster. Let's repair the university in Olympia. So a lot of the things that I pillaged are taking time, sadly, to be fully restored. But once they're restored, it's going to be pretty great. Okay, let's continue here. All right, we're going to heal the religious units up. And yeah, in the case of those lumber areas, I just want to build some lumber mills. We don't need to chop everything down, especially if we're trying to slow down global warming. This is a brand new... Let's just siphon funds and hope that you succeed. All right, this submarine can actually upgrade. Can't do it right now because there's not enough gold. We just spent a ton of gold. But next turn... Let me tell you. All right, Rashidi can excavate an artifact. We'll go ahead and get a Clio artifact from that. That is some additional era score for us. Amanet discovered that Brazil up... Sure, I can declare friendship, but I'm not necessarily going to be your ally. Okay, well, now I lost that knowledge.
Bolshoi Ballet is a universe of the imagination, a place of magic and enchantment, beauty and romance. Its many worlds vibrate with graceful dances, glorious music, and sumptuous costumes.
It's funny to see the railway just like going right in the front of that, but...
We find everywhere men of mechanical genius, of great general acuteness, and discriminative understanding, who make no scruple in pronouncing the automaton a pure machine, unconnected with human agency in its movements, and consequently, beyond all comparison, the most astonishing of the inventions of mankind.
That's an interesting quote in today's times. All right, so we've unlocked synthetic technocracy, and I'm kind of tempted to push in that direction. So we have more economic powers. Because right now, corporate libertarianism is actually reducing our science output. But at the same time, like, I'm kind of okay with that, you know? Synthetic technocracy would reduce our cultural output, we'd get more power and extra production towards all city projects. I'm kind of okay with the science reduction, because I think we're still doing okay science-wise. Yeah, I'm going to stick with our current government type. Great artist. Yep. Recruit. Now, we had a... Where is that? Here we go. Yeah, you need to come up here. Actually, can I just transfer you? I think I can. Yeah, you go up to Thebes, and next turn we're going to put some great works of music in the Bolshoi Theater. What a chill episode compared to the last several, you know? It's precisely what I expected. It's not a surprise at all, but it is amusing. All right, aid request, we're completely, like, we're thoroughly in the lead on that, so I'm not going to continue to burn through, you know, just the send aid projects. I think there are other opportunities that I have, like building additional spies. In some cases, I think some additional builders are probably warranted, so I'll do that too. Sparta, let's go ahead and get a food market going in Sparta. I want those cities to be massive. All right. The city of Heh is still following another religion, which I don't love. But let's go ahead and get a builder going in Heh as well. Information warfare. When you reduce a player's diplomatic victory points in the World Congress, gain 50% of your spent diplomatic favor back, +1 diplomatic favor per turn. +1 movement if starting a turn in enemy territory, plus 50% production for giant death robots. Not that that matters. Let's go for information warfare. And we are 36 minutes into the episode, so I need to stop this one soon-ish. I was going to look at gossip a minute ago. Amenet discovered that Brazil has been targeted for a declaration of war by Mongolia. Okay, so we do still have some wars going. It's mainly just between those two at the moment. Coastal tiles lost. That's unfortunate. So we continue to have... Sorry, everyone. Climate change has completely run its course. The world is burning, but at least Gorgo's gone. Worth it? Question mark? Alliance expired. I know. Alliance with Montezuma. Well, see, with this one, you know what? I'm going to keep this one alive. Let's create a military alliance with Montezuma. You know what? No, I'm not even going to make him pay for it. We'll just say, sure. All right, so this apostle is a martyr. We can leave them be. Boris Orlovsky, do we have a slot anywhere for you? I don't think we do. We definitely do not. Sorry, Boris. Nothing personal. Okay, so we have this helicopter. Let's go ahead and start recapturing our builders, thank God. I could have actually used my submarine to do that, but I can also finally upgrade you to a nuclear submarine. Oh, did somebody else get that frickin'... I think the supply convoy got the goody hut. That is incredibly rude. We've been trying to get that goody hut for... Honestly, we didn't build the city there for the goody hut, but I kind of wanted it, you know? Or maybe the goody hut got submerged. Maybe that's what happened. Maybe it got submerged by climate change. Oh, man. I feel really bad. I had to defeat Gorgo, though. Like, it's such a classic, like, militarist, military-industrial complex and, like, human response. Like, oh, yeah. Like, I was willing to destroy the planet because Gorgo had to die. Ugh. All right. Great General. Instantly creates a modern anti-tank unit with 1 promotion level. Nice. I just want the era score that I gained from doing that just now. All right, I can buy a broadcast center in Shadet, no problem. Now, let's do a builder in Shadet. I think we probably benefit from that at this point. Also, I can buy a shipyard here and then start building the seaport, because remember, we are getting a production bonus for those. And then I can buy the Daramir in Ephesus, and we can start repairing the commercial hub in Ephesus as well. Oh yeah, this is starting to really come along. Let's go ahead and repair, or build the sewer in Pharsalos. And then we have our brand new Great General, who I just want you to go hang out with one of our military units. Can you do that? Perfect. We're going to have our religious units chill out until they actually have something that they can do, which right now there's not a lot. Looks like Megara is now connected. We're going to have that unit chill out. Clara Schumann, you are going to create a great work. Prelude and Fugue. So it looks like we're going to have a normal age for the next age, for sure. All right, we're 40 minutes into the episode, so I need to stop this one, I think, as soon as possible. We can build the seastead now, which is super nice. So we need to have them in, especially where they're adjacent to fishing huts. Like, having one between those two would be amazing. Yes, I'm listening to this theme. Shut up. It's honestly one of my favorite in the game. Of the newer ones that have been added, it's one of my favorite. It's just such an uplifting piece of music. You just feel it whenever it's playing. All right, so are you in position? This is where I was going to put you. Plains Hills? Yeah, that seems right. It's on a river, too. We got Eriscore for that. Okay, well, I think that's a pretty good stopping point. We've just founded a brand new city off the coast of another continent, separate from where a lot of our cities already are. But there's some rare resources, including some additional uranium, that I'll have access to because I've locked that particular city in. So one thing I'm going to start the next episode with, as I sort of toyed with this episode, is I'm certainly going to take a look at trade possibilities, because I think there are very real chances that I can, have cities working more effectively if I up their amenity count. There are probably, I'm looking at one right now that has insufficient amenities, and I can deal with that. Like, I'm pretty sure I can. So I'm going to start on that at the beginning of the next episode, and then just continue to cruise as best as possible towards this next step in the science victory. We're the only ones that have gotten halfway there. So we just need to keep up the pressure. And it looks like everything else is pretty solid. Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed this one, don't forget to like the video and subscribe to follow along. If it's not your first time or even your second, look for the join button to access unique emotes, badges, and additional perks. New episodes are coming out every day at 10 a.m. U.S. Eastern Time, and comments are always welcome. Let me know what you think, and I will see you next time.